Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Positively Affirmative. I am your host, Katrina Jones, along with Wanda Myles. This is the show where we affirm you, our listening audience, with education, information, and resources in the areas of self care, career development, business building, and wealth consciousness. It has been so long since we've taped a show. Wanda will be joining us momentarily. I thought I sent her the link, but I did not, obviously. But yes, it is so great to be here. Today's topic is about gratitude, the many ways to express gratitude. And so on the show topic page, I put this show is about gratitude and the many ways that this emotion can be expressed by individuals and collectively. We will talk about what gratitude is, why it is important, and the different ways people can and do show thankfulness. So again, thank you for joining us. Let me see, where is Wanda? I just sent Wanda the show topic. All right. So hopefully she'll be with us. Okay. Letting her know that the number I sent her is a call-in number. So today I'm doing something a bit differently. Not only are we doing a blog talk, but I'm also doing a Zoom call as well. It says invalid. 516-590-0144. Oh my gosh. She's not able to get in with this number, so I guess call in. Give me a second. 516. Give me a second, guys. Having her try to dial in as the host. Let's see if this works. I tell you, when you go live, all kind of things. Okay, 292-4444. All right. Okay, so let's see if if this works for her. So what is gratitude? Let's talk about that. Now, sometimes we can get distracted with all the stress, the pressure. Okay, here she is. Yay.
I think I'm here.
Hey, Wanda.
I'm here.
Hi, Wanda.
So, I think I've done this correctly. It's been a while since I've blog talked.
Yeah. Yeah, you're here. So awesome. And I couldn't sign in either with that guest number. I couldn't, I don't know. But I tell you, when you go live, all kind of things happen, right?
As in life.
As in life, absolutely. Yeah, but so the topic today is gratitude. And I was just saying that sometimes we can get distracted with stress and pressure and the daily activities and challenges that confront us on a day-to-day basis. And it's easy to lose sight of things that are working in our life. We focus on what's going wrong, what's not right. And it's easy to focus again only on those things that go wrong. So as we spend all of our time and energy focusing on problems and on our shortcomings, our ability to see the good in life, it diminishes. And so that's why gratitude, I think, is such a great practice to develop. to develop. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, gratitude is what opens up the heart. And I think I've actually been watching a lot of neuroscience videos, but neuroscience laced with lots of spirituality on Gaia.com. It's great channel if you want to check that out. But gratitude literally opens up your heart chakra, and so the chemical released when you're grateful just enables you to give love and thus receive more love. So it's gratitude is the key.
Gratitude is the key. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Wanda, I told you that, I think I told you today I'm trying to see how this works with doing the blog talk as well as Skype. And so I just sent you a Skype link. If you're interested. I mean, not Skype. I'm sorry. No. I meant Zoom. Sorry.
Okay.
I meant Zoom.
All right.
And your email, you said you didn't get the email, so I must be sending it to the wrong place.
There it is.
Got it. Good.
I have it now.
Awesomeness.
So we will try and catch up with you visually now. Did you hear can you hear me okay though? Absolutely. Okay. All right. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Welcome to the new age, everyone.
Yeah, right.
All right, here I am.
Okay, do I have to let you, is it okay?
I'm joining with video.
Oh, I see you. So awesomeness. Awesomeness.
Am I here?
Hey,
there I am. Oh boy, we're gonna have some feedback. I gotta turn something down. Standing down. Oh boy.
All right. Hopefully that'll be better.
Okay. Hey.
Hi.
So let's so gratitude. I have that, like, gratitude is the ability to feel appreciation for people, places, and things.
Life in general.
Absolutely.
I mean, just send it all out there.
Yeah, still getting feedback. So
okay, hang on.
Is
that better?
Let's see. I think so.
Any better?
Okay.
I'm still hearing it on your end. Are you hearing the echo?
I turned my speaker down in here, so I'm hearing you just through my headphones. Earbuds. Also known as. That might, yeah, maybe the earbuds might
help things a little.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah. It's going to be probably a little bit, but I think we're good. I mean, I'm good anyway. I can only speak for myself.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it comes out in when we finish the recording.
Okay, but I've lost you.
Got me?
Where are you now? Can you hear me, or can you?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you.
You can see me. That's good, but can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, I can hear you, but it's low. But it's quiet in here, so we should be good.
Okay, and I'm still getting that echo. But it's just a matter of figuring out how to do both, the blog talk and.
Okay, maybe the echo is coming from blog talk. I don't have that on my computer. So maybe, do you have them both on your computer?
I do.
So maybe the echo is coming from blog talk, and unless, I don't know how that, if they've found a way to do all that together, but I'm believing that they're going to be two different sources of audio. So you're just going to probably have to choose if you're going to listen on Zoom or on blog talk.
Okay.
I don't know, but I don't hear an echo.
Okay.
So I'm
All right. Well, we'll see
just
how.
pretend we're at the Grand Canyon and kind of go with it.
All right. All right.
But I don't hear you in my earbuds anymore. I don't know where that went. So yeah, we've done something.
Okay, and let me see if I can increase my volume if that helps at all. Can you hear me better?
Not any better, but I just don't hear you from. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clear. Very clear.
Now, still?
Yes.
Okay. So you're not my phone, it's not going, I'm listening where I called in. So I think I'm just going to the Zoom. I'm gonna keep the phone because I don't want to get disconnected, but.
Okay. All right. So gratitude is a feeling of thankfulness, an attitude of reverence or sacredness. And it's an ability to take a negative situation sometimes and get a lesson from it, or to be able to reflect on it, to figure out, what is the lesson in this? What is the lesson in this? And I think that having gratitude, it does take a lot of reflection, because it takes time to really stop and think about, what are the things that are going good in my life? What are the things that are happening that are positive, or even out of this negative situation, what is something that I can get out of it? What are your thoughts, Wanda?
Well, I think with gratitude, I mean, I'm just learning to find gratitude in the simple things, because sometimes, when you're looking for gratitude, just the fact that the earth, revolved around, did its revolutions, and the sun came up, and, those little things, there's a lot to be grateful for if we just look for it. And even in our day to day, and if our life isn't going the way we want it, just even the simple gratitude that, we're breathing, or that there's grass and there's trees and there's birds singing. I mean, there's just, you got to look for it. But once you get started, it's like you get that momentum going. One of my teachers, Abraham, calls it a rampage, and it starts, and you keep going, and you just make a game of it. Even, what I'm grateful for that tree, or that's my favorite tree. Oh no, I really love, just start with nature. It's really kind of, if you can start in nature, it makes it easier, as to trying to start with people. It's a little difficult with the human beings.
I love that background. That's so beautiful, so tranquil.
I love the thought of being at the bottom of the ocean.
Wow.
I've always loved the crustaceans. So, and I tell people, I think I was a mermaid in another life. So this is just kind of, I like this background a lot. It makes me feel at home.
Awesome. It's beautiful. It is. Wow. So yeah, you said start with nature. And I like that. Because I'm a walker, and I like to get up early in the morning and walk, and I love the trees. And I know my mom, she was a big tree person. She used to say that trees have personality,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at trees and I'm like, first of all, how long has that tree been there, and what has that tree seen? And then, particularly like where I am, or here in Florida, we have these banyan trees, and they're so big, and they're just so beautiful. And like, I wonder how many creatures live in that tree, and that's their whole world. Like there's bugs, and there's birds, and there's squirrels, and there's lizards. There's all sorts of things that call that tree home, particularly if it's a really big tree. And so that always fascinates me. And, that tree has been there for a long time, probably before, the buildings that are going around it. Although they plant trees a lot and they grow pretty quickly, but it's nice to have that, let your imagination go. So
if, sometimes things get so stressful and life is just so packed with stuff to do and, people to see and, responsibility, that it can feel like it's tough to even take a moment to even breathe. So,
but you have to. You just have to. I mean, what do you do? Would you rather? Here's your options. You could feel bad or you can feel good. So if you want to, you can, yes, it's hard, or you can say it's hard, or you can just do it. And once you get at it and you get doing it, practice makes perfect, and then get into it. I think probably first is to stop saying that it's hard. Just say that it's a challenge, but you can do it.
So it's a mindset. It's a matter of changing your mindset to it's a consciousness.
Definitely.
Because because I could be in the middle of what looks like mess, but consciously say to myself, just thank you. Just, I'm just so grateful for just being able to be here, no matter what the situation, because now I have an opportunity to make it better or to grow from this, or yeah, I deal with so many people that just really have a hard time finding the good in life.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about some of because you talked about Abraham. I love Abraham also. And
my ultimate favorite teacher for sure.
Yeah. And you talked about the rampage of appreciation, which is a tool that can be, that is just like one activity or one way that we can practice gratitude. Can you talk a little bit about what is a rampage of appreciation and what that looks like?
Well, it sounds like more, and it feels more like anything. So you start with, I'm grateful. If you get up, I'm grateful for this bed I'm sleeping in, and I'm grateful for my pillow, and I'm grateful for these sheets, and I'm grateful that the air conditioning's working, and I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head, or I'm grateful that if there's someone next to you, I'm grateful for that. If there's no one next to you, I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I have my whole bed to spread out, that kind of thing. I'm grateful for my little puppy dog that wakes me up or doesn't wake me up, but, is somehow sleeping next to me and doing his thing. And there's just, it's little. And the thing about a rampage is that once you get going, it's like a snowball. And that's the whole idea of a rampage. It just starts to grow, and you start to see other things. And you just look around, you can see things to be grateful, I guess, in that aspect. But then you start to feel it, and it really just becomes, an outburst.
That's interesting, Wanda, because I can remember I had this job and I loved, I had this job, and it was a pretty good job. And I loved the people I worked with. I loved the job, but I didn't love the work I was doing. The work I was doing, it didn't resonate with me. And every day I went in, I just felt like a little bit of my integrity was just chipping away.
Yeah.
But at the time, I couldn't just walk away from it. And so one of the things that I did, when you were talking about a rampage, it brought this to my remembrance. One of the things I did was I bought this clicker, And every time I thought about something that I had to be grateful for or that I was appreciative of, I would click it.
Oh, good.
And I did. I would do. And I didn't think about it in this manner, but I was doing rampage. I was rampaging of appreciation because I would be like, I'm thankful for waking up this morning. I woke up this morning. I was able to, wear the clothes I wanted to wear. I was able to get in my car and drive my car. I was able to, come out here and take this break in this beautiful sunshine. I was able to, appreciate, I was able to appreciate the fact that this particular call was a good call, and then every so often I would look down to see, how many times I had clicked, because it could go up to 9,999, and I'd be like, okay, so today I had, wow, I had 400, it's been an hour, and and I've already had like 300 things that I could be grateful for, and
then you can click it just for being grateful.
You could.
Every time you're grateful, click it for get a double click.
But I needed that. I needed that to get me through that particular time in my life, So having rampages of appreciation, I think that's a really good tool to have. Like I call these resources or tools that I can have in my tool belt to use, when I need it. Another thing that I have been doing recently is meditating.
Me too.
Yeah. And so, like, for me, in the morning, like I try to get up before I know that anybody else is up in the house, and like I'll light my incense, I'll light my candle, and I'll just breathe, I'll just practice breathing. And sometimes I'm able to do it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes before somebody wakes up. Sometimes I'm able to do it for a half hour or an hour, but that I do it. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes I don't even recognize that it makes a difference.
It does.
But I know that over time, I began to feel the change over time.
Yep. Well, the science that I've been learning in that is that the body, when you rest your mind, the body releases stress. But if we're always in that mind and we're always heightened, the body doesn't get a chance to release the stress. So just that shutting your mind down, because when you're asleep, you're dreaming and your body's getting rest for sure. But when you shut your mind down and stop all the thoughts, particularly the thoughts that don't serve you, which is probably a good portion of them. And another thought, try thinking some new thoughts, some happy thoughts. Just try new thoughts. But when you shut your mind down and you rest, it gives your body a chance to release the stress, because all that stress gets stored in your body, and that's what causes disease.
Yeah.
And so meditating is huge for just getting through life. And I'm on part of my campaign is just to get more people to meditate now, and just because it has just made my day to day a lot better. I mean, and the time people say I don't have time to meditate, but the time you get back, I mean, they say you can't get that 5 minutes back, but if you meditate, you can get some of your life back. You can get some time back, and you get more productive, so you can do things better.
So do you have a meditation practice? What does your meditation look like? Because
for me, in the last month, I started TM, Transcendental Meditation, which you can find online. And basically it's in the morning, twice a day, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. Mm-hmm. And it's really just quieting your mind, it's just part of meditation is thoughts. And so you're going to get the thoughts, but the thoughts are your body releasing stress. And that's part of it. So just don't pay attention to the thoughts. Let them come and go like these little fishies. Just let them go on by. and don't get attached to them. And sometimes you will follow that thought. You're like, it's like, no, come back, let the mind start to calm down a little bit, and you'll have pockets of just no thought. And you'll feel that feeling of what no thought feels like. And it's like bliss of just like, and sometimes your body will feel like it's floating. You'll lose like a sense of that feeling your body. And it's just you're not an out of body experience. I hear that it can be. I haven't quite gotten there yet, but just shutting and just having moments of no thought is relaxing, and particularly when my mind is just full of thoughts. But back to that whole the thoughts we think is also key, because you start to notice your thoughts and you're like, well, where did that thought come from? And two, why is that true? Why would I even think that thought about myself? You don't let your friends, if your friends said something bad about themselves, you wouldn't let them do that. I mean, I wouldn't let them do that. So, don't let you think bad things about you. And that's a trick, but you can do it. You can do it.
Also with meditation, sometimes I count. I guess sometimes I'll count, like, hold on one second. My son, he doesn't know I'm recording. Rodian, I'm recording. All right, so don't let that beep and okay, thank you. He didn't know I was recording. He was playing. I
didn't hear it, but it's all good.
He turned it off. Turn it off, Mom. But yeah, sometimes I
thank you, Rodian.
I know, right? Sometimes I'll count, like
backwards, forwards.
Well, like I definitely breathe. I definitely breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And I say it sometimes I count, and maybe I do, but now it won't come to me how I do that.
Well, it's it could change all the time, because the idea is not to get caught up in the thought
exactly
of what you're doing, but just to, because even the thought of what am I thinking is a thought. So
yeah,
I mean, they just come, and they come in all sorts of forms, those tricky thoughts.
Yeah.
But
and there are many different types of meditation. Walking, I like to walk. I love nature too, Wanda. And like I grew up in Ohio, and so we have a lot of nature parks. It's very, very green. And the deer, and it's just it's breathtaking for me. And I used to really love walking the paths in the metro parks. But now that I'm here in Florida, it's a bit different.
Hot.
Yeah, hot. But like if I walk about 7:00 in the morning,
that's the time to do it.
Really the best time. But and it's still green. It's a bit different, but the trees are different, the plants are different, the wildlife is different. And sometimes I just get so caught up in the beauty of just being in nature, and the gratitude of just being able to walk. It just
be grateful for your legs, and start to be grateful for parts of your body, the parts that feel good, the parts that don't feel good, they're still hanging on with you. Appreciate your body, because that your whole body is a whole world within itself. Be grateful to all your little cells that are working so hard diligently, like little soldiers, to keep you alive, and be grateful
as healthy as possible.
Smell those flowers. Ooh, I'm so grateful that my nose is working, and I'm grateful for the smell of those flowers. Things like that. It gets really easy once you just dive in.
I like that. So other ways of having gratitude, I believe, is doing random acts of kindness.
Yeah, that's always helpful.
Yeah, just, and something as simple as, I know that sometimes um, what I have learned to do is to give compliments.
Mm,
I mean, if I see, like, I like your hair, Wanda.
thanks.
You know,
Thank you very
I
much.
do. I think it's nice.
Thank you.
And, just being able to say that, you know, um, if I see somebody with a dress, with something on that, I just say, I remember a couple of days ago, my daughter and I, we were out, and it was a girl, and her hair was colored, and she was walking, her back was toward us, and I was like, excuse me. And she turned around because she didn't know. It was almost like she didn't know, what was going to happen. And I was like, I really like your haircut. Well, my daughter and I had been talking about it. It was like, oh, it's really nice. And I was like, I really like your haircut. And she was like, thank you. And I could
People
tell
appreciate it. Yeah.
yeah,
You
she
know,
appreciated
they really
that.
do.
And so, just little random acts of kindness like that, and courtesies, just small courtesies, like saying thank you and good morning.
Mhm.
How's it going? How you doing? Or small, just the little things make the biggest difference, you know?
Yeah, I've even living in Miami, I'm learning to say buenos dias.
Mm,
Latinos appreciate when the Americans,
speak
will
Spanish.
offer that little, that's kind of huge, and you don't think that's a big deal, but and then of course they want to start talking about that's all I know. I gotta stop you there. Buenas noches. But just finding new ways to say, just a thank you or a nice word.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
yeah, it's fun.
it is. It is. Other ways of showing gratitude, because there are ways as individuals, uh, we can show gratitude, but then as a collective, we can show gratitude to the earth that we live on, that supports us, that sustains us, the mother earth, who loves us so much that she provides the oxygen for us to breathe, and allows the plants to provide us with the oxygen, and allows us to provide the plants with the carbon monoxide. Isn't that how it works?
I think so.
And so having gratitude just for being able to be on this planet, and being conscious enough to take care of this planet. We talk about global warming, and some people don't believe that that's a real thing, but it is a real thing. And even if you don't believe it's a real thing, just
Just clean
not
up after yourselves. That's really, it's like, just stop litter. I mean, people that litter just, it makes me a little crazy. I'm like, why?
yeah.
Take care of, it belongs to you. And, we don't have another planet to go to. They
Yeah,
haven't really done much with Mars, and they're not going to do it. I don't think we'll
in
be
our
doing
lifetime.
it anytime soon.
Anytime
And
soon.
quite honestly, we have the seas yet that we've have yet to delve deep into. I mean, we have things on this planet that we've not even looked into, or protecting our planet as opposed to trying to mess it up and then go try and mess up another planet. I mean, what's that all about? But
Exactly. Interesting. I was reading this article today, and it was talking about how certain sharks are now leaving the ocean because of the red tide, which I
mm,
don't know. I'm not sure what the red tide is, here in Florida, but because of the red tide, which I think has to do with pollution,
Definitely.
that the sharks are now leaving the ocean and going into the canals.
Oh,
And now people are starting to see like hammerheads, and they name the different type of sharks that people are starting to see in places that they've never seen before. But I'm thinking, where are they supposed to go? Where are they supposed to go? But yeah, just being more conscious and aware of this earth that we live on, and taking the time to do our part to make sure that it stays beautiful, because this is a beautiful planet that we live on.
it really is. I mean, there's parts of the world we haven't even seen. I mean, we've yet to discover because we can't get there, and there are probably animals there that sometimes I think that they when the animals get extinct, sometimes I think they just go places that we don't know about. They've found them. I'd like to hope.
That's interesting, isn't it?
They've
Yeah.
just found places. They hopefully found places to hide out.
Stay away from we humans.
Yeah, until we can figure out how to live a little bit more cohesively. But we're getting there. I haven't totally given up on the human race.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good that we do, but we can always, we just can always do better. And, this generation that's coming up now, I'm just so proud.
Yeah, they are a good
I'm
bunch.
just so proud of these young people of today, because they are so, as a collective, they just seem to be so conscious of the world, and wanting the world to be a better place, and
Right.
and being active in making the world a better place. I think that's wonderful. But when we talk about having gratitude, or being able to show gratitude, just little things like not participating in gossip, and the words, being mindful of the words that we say, and how we speak life. How we speak life to ourselves, how we speak to ourselves, how we speak to others. Those things may not seem like a big deal, but it really is. The better I speak to myself, the better I feel about myself.
Sure.
And a lot of times I think we do, a lot of times, if we haven't trained ourselves, or if we haven't been lucky enough to grow up in environments where it's the norm, it's real easy to speak a lot of negative self-talk.
Yeah.
To ourselves.
I've just encountered people. I think that also when you're negative, you might tend to, how we reflect, other people reflect what's inside us. So sometimes if I feel like I'm around a lot of negative people, I'm thinking that obviously there's something negative going on with me. I'm being more negative than I'm willing to admit.
Okay.
So I try and clean that up. So, the negative self-talk is always lurking beneath the surface. So, just be aware of that, and just take note of the people that seem to be in your life. And do you want those negative people around? And start looking at yourself and figuring out why am I attracting these negative people, and why is things like that. And so maybe a little positive rampage will do you good.
Kindness. Just being kind to ourselves. And I think that being kind to ourselves can be in watching, how the food that we put in our bodies, how are we eating? Are we taking care of this vessel?
It's things we put in our mind too.
The things that we put in our mind, our bodies, absolutely. Because the way we take care of our bodies now is the way it will take care of us later. Is what I really believe. And just having gratitude about being able to make healthy choices and being able to learn about, uh, being able to learn more, being able to grow.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. Like when I learn something new every day, I'm like, oh, I'm really grateful for that. I didn't know that. I am grateful that I came across that today because that's helping me feel a little bit better about whatever life in
Mhm.
general, possibly. And yeah, so it's fun and it's
Yeah.
helpful. Gratitude just opens your heart chakra. So you're just once you start, it just when your heart chakra opens up, it like literally sends out a vibration of love. So you just start to attract more love in your life. So that's back to that whole science thing of it. It's literally an energy field that when we're grateful, it like pumps out this vibration of love. And love wants to be around love. So you're just gonna get more of it. Prepare yourself.
That's awesome. Yeah. So the more that I do small acts of kindness, the more that I am conscious about having an attitude of gratitude, the more my heart opens up.
Right.
The more I attract people, the more I attract that same thing, that
It's a
same
vibration. Yeah.
vibration.
Everything's energy and vibrations. And you want more of stuff, you gotta become it and think more of it and just have more of it in your life.
So talk a little bit more about like chakras and
I
the
don't know all
important.
that much. I'm still, it's a work in progress, but it's the energy centers. I believe there's 7, it's probably more.
With seven
Yeah.
main. Mhm.
And you just want them. I think they basically go rotate and they, if when they're not leveled, you basically all you want your chakras to be lined up. So when they're not in line, like I picture that I've seen like one chakra's, a little over here and they're just zigzaggy. But after meditation, you can just get them all in a line and if they're all going the same, it's like clockwork, literally. And everything is working the way it's supposed to. When the lower chakras govern certain energy, or the sex and the creation, all that stuff is down here. Heart chakra is the love stuff. The throat chakra is expressing and creative. So I'm always concerned about my throat chakra and as a voice person. And then the head, the third eye is just spirituality and being open to seeing with your third eye, which is not the other eyes, so it's another reason we close our eyes when we meditate is to just shut out those extra senses that the three-dimensional senses, because that's a 3D world. We live in a 3D world and we want to access a higher level of knowledge, and the stuff that's here has already been done. So yeah.
So new levels of consciousness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because when you open up, because then you're opening up to all that is, and you open up the possibilities to all there is. I mean, everything that's been thought, it's all out there. It's just all floating around, and you have access to it when you're not so focused on this world. And it gets, a little wonky. Yes, we live in this world, but we're not of it. And you've heard that before. So if we want to tap into, like when people are really creative, they talk about the zone, or they just get into this place where they're not focused on what's in front of them or what somebody said to them. They go to that place where all things are possible. And when you tap into it, you get thought, like it feels like you're getting downloads of thought that you're like, where did that come from? It's coming from that unified field. It's coming from the place where all things come from, the source. And when you tap into it, sky's the limit, really.
Wow. When you were talking about the chakras, the thought came to me, like if you're able to, or when you take the time to be still for even 5 minutes is really telling. Like when I do that, I'm really saying to my body, thank you. Here's how I'm loving on you today. Here is what I'm doing for you. Here is, this is my this is my this is my time to get my love message from you, from my body. Because I heard, it's like when you're still and just meditating on nothing, or on a high, or something that's a higher thought, whether it's God, the universe, love, whatever that higher consciousness thought is, and your chakras start to line up, and you start to feel better, that is your body just saying thank you.
Yeah.
Because
you just released this lot of stress, and your body will definitely thank you for that.
Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Because I think it's also explained, like, it's just how when that whole fight or flight thing, that are, back in the day when we were cavemen and women, it served us to be on alert all the time. And when you have to be aware of a dinosaur outside the cave, you can't sleep, you can't, so you're in constant high alert. But we've evolved past that. But so now we're not dinosaurs, just the guy sitting next to us in the office, or something in traffic that's irritating us. So we get so worked up, but we can't release it the way we used to and run it. I mean, you could run it off, but right now you're driving, or you have to maintain your cool. And so it's stored in your body, and it doesn't have anywhere to go. So when you meditate, you shut the mind down, and it lets the body just let it go. And the thoughts, allow the thoughts, because the thoughts are just part of meditation. It's the thought, it's the body releasing. And I don't know the exact science of it, but it's when you're thinking, it's literally the body releasing stress. The thoughts are your body releasing stress. So know that it's good to have thoughts. You don't want to just think about everything. You don't want to get attached to them, but it's your body releasing that stress.
Do you think exercise can be a form of meditation?
No, exercise is good for you, but meditation is trying to get to a place of no thought and not.
But I've often heard that yoga can be like there's some yogas that they say that yoga is a form of like a moving meditation.
Yeah, I hear that too, and I'm sure it is. I mean, there's all sorts of forms of meditation, but ultimately
being still.
Being still and just not having thought, because that's when you transcend to. Because if you're thinking about what your body, you're still thinking, and you're not as you're in a. I mean, athlete again, back to that zone area. I just saw that movie. It was the cartoon with Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey. And it was all about, I can't remember, soul, because John Baptiste did a lot of the music, and he's brilliant. John Baptiste, he's also Stephen Colbert's band leader. Mm-hmm. And he's a jazz musician, and I feel like he's my alter ego if I were a guy. Mm-hmm. he's just, I mean, I love his clothes. He's just an awesome musician, and he's weird. And I like that about him. I mean, and most musicians are kind of a little weird, but check him out he's on Colbert, but his new song is, his new album's doing really well, but he did the soundtrack for the movie Soul. So if you got to check that out. And Soul is all about, the soul, the trips of where the soul goes, and the soul's trying to get, I can't really explain it. You just have to watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that if I can find my.
But Jamie Foxx is
I'm gonna write that down.
Is the lead character, cartoon character. Tina Fey's in it, and I love Tina Fey, so that made it a little interesting. And the music of John Baptiste. You can't get any better than that.
John Baptiste?
Baptiste.
Okay.
But you can catch him on Colbert every night, Stephen Colbert show. So
I don't watch TV that often, Wanda.
well, I generally just watch comedies. Another good thing.
Mhm.
Stay away from the news.
Yeah, because that kind of brings you down, brings your
Absolutely.
vibration down.
Yeah, definitely. There's nothing about the news that you need to know. I'm like, is knowing that made you feel any better? And can you change it? What are you going to do? Now you can go to bed and feel like crap. And then you go to bed like crap. You generally wake up feeling a little crappy.
Mm-hmm.
So if, throw some comedy in there. That's why I like to, if I'm going to get my politics, I'd rather get it from Colbert or at least somebody that's, like the Daily Show or something. I don't even do that much anymore. I just go straight comedy. I'm in for the laughs. I don't need
I like comedy too.
Modern Family's I can watch that over and over and over, at least for now. At some point I may get sick of it. I love to laugh. My favorite sound is a baby laughing. Try and stay unhappy when you hear a baby laughing. I dare. That's a challenge. Do it. Oh, it's the best sound in the whole world. Crying, not so much. When a baby laughs. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's my favorite.
So just looking for reasons to be happy and looking for reasons to be, or not even looking for, but being conscious of the reasons to be happy, being conscious of the things that maybe in your life to that make you a better person, that help you to be the person that you are, that help you to grow, that make life a better place. Looking for those things, and being willing and able to just say thank you, whether it's out loud or internally, just being able to just give thanks or gratitude for those things. It makes a world of difference, and it does raise your vibration, and it does it does open up your heart chakra. And the more that we can find to be grateful for, the happier I think we become.
Well, the more we will find, the more grateful we are, the more we'll find to be grateful for. And let me say that again. The more grateful we are, the more we will discover things to be grateful for.
I love that. I love that. And I truly agree, because it's so many things to be grateful for. But it is a matter of taking the time out to really pay attention.
And they'll just start to show up in your life. I mean, they really will just start to show up.
Yeah. And, we don't want to wait until we don't have something in our life in order to realize how grateful we were to have it.
True.
I can remember, like, sometimes I have sinus problems, and when my sinuses are really bad, I can't smell. And I didn't never realize how important my sense of smell was until I didn't have it. Your smell prevents you from, it keeps you out of danger.
Yeah, it does.
I can't, when my sinuses are messed up, I can't smell smoke. Yeah. If it's a skunk around and I
Well,
can't,
you're okay with that. I don't, are there a lot of skunks where you are?
well, not here,
Okay.
probably not here, but I mean, remember I'm from Ohio. I'm
Oh,
from
okay.
Ohio.
Skunks. I've never seen a skunk.
Yeah. But just those things. Or the beauty of being able to smell flowers,
Yeah.
or for me, walking past a magnolia tree. Oh my God,
I
just
love the smell of cookouts. That's awesome. So
see.
good. All that food, just flesh burning. It's just,
Funny.
but it
But
smells yummy.
but without that sense of smell, that's something that you unable to experience.
Hmm.
Without sight, there's certain things that you can't experience. And even there are people without sight who find other things to be grateful for.
Well, then
So
their senses are heightened, so that, you know, that's kind of a, I think it's kind of a cool trade-off at times. They're
mm,
grateful for their awesome sense of smell and probably hearing.
yeah, yeah. So always something, the point that we're trying to make is that it's always something to be grateful for. And it's a matter of just being conscious and taking the time to stop and be still. And, they say that prayer is asking God for what you want, God or the universe, but being still,
Listening.
taking time to be still is listening for the answers. So when we take the time to be still and listen, we can always discover
Hmm. There's some
things,
nuggets in the stillness.
nuggets in the, I love that, nuggets in the stillness. Yeah. So for those who may watch this broadcast at a later date, just leave a comment for us and let us know what you're grateful for. And let us know how you experience gratitude and what are some things that you do to heighten your awareness of gratitude. We want to know.
I do.
So, any last words, Wanda?
No, go out and seize the day, my friend. It's always a good one. And even if it's your last, live it well.
I agree. Yeah, I fully agree with that. Wow. Well, I think this has been a great show. And I enjoyed exploring this topic of gratitude.
90 seconds.
Of gratitude. So I want to thank you, Wanda, and thank our listening audience for tuning in to another edition of Positively Affirmative. This is the show where we affirm you with education, information, and resources in the areas of self-care, career development, business building, and wealth consciousness. And next week, Wanda has created a new intro.
Seconds.
And so we're going to have some new music to groove to next week. So thanks.
Okay. I
Thanks
got to
for
add some
tuning
music
in.
now.
All right, everybody. Have a great evening. All right, Wanda, I'll talk to you, okay?
Okay.
Bless.
Don't mess with Mr. In Between. Don't mess with Mr. In Between.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.